I'm stressed out right now.
Are you? And
Totally.
what do you do about stress when you get stressed out? And what are some of the things that cause you stress?
Mostly work and children.
Yeah. Children.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. Yeah.
School, work.
School. We're just asking people how they deal with stress when you get stressed out. What do you do? I'm the Times Square life coach, and I'm asking people what causes them stress and how do they get rid of it.
If you know the answer, we would love to know.
Hello and welcome to Times Square Life Coach. I'm your host, Michael Rapp. Here at Times Square Life Coach, we give you the tools to create the life that you've always dreamt of by using the laws of attraction to bring into your world all the things that you've wanted. We're living in a world of law of attraction. This is not make-believe, this is scientifically proven. It is a law. We are all energy and we are all attracting like energy. So what you're carrying around, if you're carrying around joy, happiness, you're gonna attract more of that into your world. If you're carrying around hatred, anger, resentment, you're gonna bring more of that into the world. And that's just how it works, your energy. So be aware of your emotional state. These are all the things that are gonna tell you where you are, what you're vibrating on, and what you're gonna bring more in. If you're in a stressful and you wanna get to the joy, you have to do that with some intention. You have to do some work. Do you have a technique to help calm you down, to help bring your nerves down, to help settle your nerves?
I work out at the gym, try to take out some energy.
Right.
And also I do like breathing exercises sometimes before I go to sleep.
Very good. All right.
Trying to stay calm.
Those are two great ways of doing it, breathing and exercise.
You know what I do, honestly?
Yeah.
I have a band here.
Yeah.
And it actually emits negative ions, and I look at it and it actually helps me. Negative ions are really, I think, important.
It's very calming. That's what you find on the ocean.
That's exactly
Right.
like waterfalls, and that's what I like.
You seem a lot calmer now than
That's because I can be really crazy.
Yeah, can't we all? Thank you.
You're welcome.
So today I want to talk to you about stress, and not your common stress of being almost run down by a car, or the stress of people coming at you from all different directions. I'm talking about chronic stress, the stress that builds up over day after day. You may have stress at your job, you may have a stress in your relationship, you may have bills, worried about bills. There are certain things in your life that come into your world that psychologists call stressors. And those are the things that create a reaction, a hormonal reaction in your body, and push you into an emotional state. When that emotional state gets into you, it becomes part of your beliefs. So now we got to change those beliefs. How about you? Do you have stress?
Yeah.
And what gives you stress?
Work most of the time.
Work?
Yeah.
I think not succeeding at work or having some anxiety about how to manage everything.
Right.
Life.
Yeah.
Just like work, life balance, work out, home balance.
If you have chronic stress, you are not the only one, my friend. 75% of the world has some form of stress. Now, it's different levels, but some form of stress. And that's the type of stress that causes disease. That's the type of stress that 75% of all illnesses are created by stress. You got heart disease, you got cancer, you got all of these diseases that are created by chronic stress. So at some point in all of our lives, we're gonna have to deal with stress. So, do you have a way, do you have a method to get rid of it? Do you have a method to take care of it? I guarantee you right now that there is something that you do right now as a habit to deal with stress. Whether it be going to the refrigerator and getting something to eat, or illegal or legal drugs, alcohol, all of these things people are using, even the phone in your pocket, people are using to distract them, to get rid of the stress. And these are all this temporary reliefs. We want to talk about things that really work. And tonight, we're going to talk about those things. We're going to delve into all the ways that you could deal with stress in this time, in this age. We all are dealing with stress. And if you don't have techniques to help you deal with that stress, it's going to become chronic. And you know what happens when chronic stress comes about? It starts lowering your immune system. You start producing hormones that break down muscle, that overstress your heart, cause decay in your body, and over time, it's going to create a lot of bad things going on in your body. So you have to have techniques to deal with stress. We all have to have them. Let's go through a few of my favorite stress releasers. My number one favorite, what do you think? Of course, it's going to be exercise. Can I ask you what you do for stress?
Quite a lot of endurance sports. So
Oh, that's what you do?
yeah, I would run. I've always been very lucky. I was able to completely switch off. So when I'm at work, and when I'm at home, I'm not at work. And I was able to divorce
To separate
the two.
those things, do you have any certain technique that you like to use that helps you to get rid of it?
Exercise.
Exercise,
Smoking
great one.
weed.
Yes, exercise. The number one proven thing to reduce stress, get rid of all of that anxiety and stress, is get yourself to a gym. You got dopamine, you got serotonin, it builds up your immune system. All of these things are great with exercise. I know you're telling me the last thing I want to do is go to the gym when I'm feeling stress. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I'm going to say it's going to be the cure though. Not only is it going to help you reduce your stress, it's also going to help you improve on your health. So all the way around, fitness is my number one go-to stress reducer. Second one on my list, favorite one, meditation. I know everybody's going to say that I have a hard time meditating. I don't have time to meditate. Well, people say that when you meditate, you'll have more time. Why? Because you become more organized. You're able to use your time more wisely.
I do feel stressed sometimes. Generally, I try to meditate, and it brings me peace.
Well, I just meditated for 12 minutes, and I try to
Yeah.
do it every day. Usually, in my own head, it's the way that I interpret things. Whatever thoughts in my head cause the stress. So it's because of me. I can't really blame events or people.
Best time to meditate for me is throughout the day, but also first thing in the morning, because as soon as you walk out your front door, you could walk into some place like Times Square where there's action, chaos, distractions, everything going around you. So the better you are at bringing down your mind, quieting all the mind chatter that you may have been going on, all the stress, all the worry, all the anxiety that you have made going on through the day, if you can't control that, it's going to control you. And I'm telling you, it's going to lead to disease and distress. So, meditation, first thing in the morning, that's my favorite time. I'll do it throughout the day, but first thing in the morning is the best way. And also, after my meditation is when I start my affirmations. That's when I start creating the person that I want to be, not the person that I am now. Every thought we have has an emotional charge to it. And that's why meditation is so good, is because when you're meditating, you take all the emotional charge out of everything. You're clean, you're at peace, you're in the moment, nothing else matters. Once you get out of the observer point of view and you start judging things, which us human beings have a tendency to do, we always have an opinion of whether it be good or bad, and only thinking makes it so, that's when we get in trouble. But if you look at a situation strictly for what it is, not giving it a good or bad energy to it, you figure out things a lot easier. When you look at something as a negative or a positive, it gives you an emotional charge, which you don't need. That's why meditation and breathing and focusing on your breath, it takes all of that emotional charge out of your thinking. Because when you're breathing, you're not angry. You can't be angry. You can't be angry when you're in the present moment. You can't be nervous when you're in the present moment. All you can be is at peace and calm. You're never ever going to quiet the mind completely. The best we can do is to bring it down to one thought, and that is the practice of meditation. Because when you're under a stressful situation, your mind is racing. It's just racing, just running over and over and over and over. You got this mind chatter. The whole thing about meditation, the reason why so many people use it, and it comes in so handy, especially in an instant that you can go to it, you always have your breath with you. You always have something to focus on. So wherever you are, and ever in a stressful situation, you always have meditation to go to. A lot of people have a hard time thinking about being able to heal themselves. It guaranteed 100% true that you can actually heal your own body. Your body is a natural healer. If you can get yourself in a state of calmness and relax, your body will heal itself. That's all you need to do, is to get yourself into that calm state, into that peace state, into that being present in the moment, and your body will do all the work. It's capable of healing itself. There is not one drug that they sell in the pharmacy that your body can't produce on its own. any type of medication, any type of prescription that your doctor has written you, whatever is in that prescription, your body can produce by itself. So when you're doing a healing meditation, you have to work on that body part, you have to be focused on it, you have to give it intention, smiling at that body part, giving it that healing energy. If you can visualize, here's a thing that I like to do, is I like to take a look at what that particular body part looks like. You may be working on your knee, you may have arthritis in the knees and you want to reduce the inflammation in your knee. If you're rubbing your knee, I want you to visualize, and this is visualizing in the meditation is I want you to visualize the inflammation going down. I want you to visualize the healing of joints, the tendons being healed. Visualize blood going in there, oxygen-rich, nutrient-rich blood going into those joints, going into those muscles, and healing. As you breathe, you're exhaling all the toxins, all the byproducts of all that debris that your body's doing healing itself. So all these things you can envision and keep your mind focused on the healing. To get things that you've never had before, you have to be willing to do things you've never done before. And a lot of these techniques are things that you may not have done before. But if you're living a life full of stress, isn't it time now to do something about it? Isn't it time now to get rid of it? Isn't it time now to use one of these methods to help in your stressful situation before you end up in a hospital with some sort of disease that you created just because you're in a constant state of stress? It doesn't make any sense. There are so many techniques out there to get rid of it. There is no need to be in the stressful situation. You have all these techniques, all it does is take practice. So I have clients of mine that come to me and start telling me that they're having difficult time meditating, and actually they get so frustrated that it works the opposite for them. So meditation is something easy. You don't force it to happen, and it's going to take practice. And in the beginning, your mind is going to wander. Don't panic about that. Relax, watch your mind wander, and gently bring it back into the present moment. There's going to be lots of things. There might be somebody walking by with a radio. There could be horns honking and sirens running on. But you got to be able to stay focused and stay within who you are. And that takes practice. In the beginning, everybody does it, no matter how long you've been practicing meditation. Your mind sometimes, especially if you're tired and you have a lot on your mind, it's going to take you a little while longer to get your mind quieted down. Don't give up before the magic happens. You know, stick with it. It has to be a practice. And you, just like anything else you practice, you're going to get better and better the more you practice it. Keep on your breath. When your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Don't criticize it, don't judge it, just be the observer, watch where it went, and gently bring it back to your breath. Simple as that. Another one of my favorite ones is laughter. There's a reason why they say laughter is the best medicine, because it is. When people laugh, it creates all kinds of great things happen in your body. You get more oxygen, that's for sure. Another thing about laughing, it exercises your face. It changes the whole energy of people around you. When people are watching somebody laughing, it's contagious. You can't watch a baby laugh without laughing with the baby. You see it all over the place. Baby laughter is so contagious. Go ahead, if you're feeling anxious, stressed out, go watch a baby laugh. It's one of the best medicines. It'll calm you right down, change your whole emotional state. Here's another, go out and do a good deed. Get outside yourself. All of the stress and worry is all about me, and my. Do something, do a good deed for somebody. And you know what happens when you do a good deed? Not only does it change your energy, make you feel better, and also the person that you're doing the good deed for, but anybody who sees that happen, it also changes their energy field. We are energy, we're vibration. Our thoughts create our vibration. So we have a thought, it creates an emotion, and that emotion is what you're vibrating on. Now you have a negative thought, it gives you a negative feeling, and you vibrate on that low frequency. And you're gonna bring more of that. Breathing, a great thing about breathing is it brings more oxygen. When you're in a stressful situation, your breathing is erratic. It usually gets shorter, and your heart rate goes up, so you got less oxygen and more blood. you're really causing your body a lot of damage. Your body wasn't made to work that way. One of the great things I love about breathing is it's always there, it's always present. You can't go for very long without it. And there are certain techniques that will really help you out. One thing that I practice is breathing from the abdominal, the chest, and up to the head, and breathing in and breathing out. And it's really using your diaphragm, really filling up the body and exhaling it. And I also like to bring in a little variation into it. So if you're at home right now, find yourself a seat. Let me give you a little example of what breathing can do for you. So get yourself in a nice, comfortable position. I'll wait while you sit down. Great. I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and like I said, when you breathe, close your eyes, keep your eyes closed. The magic is going to happen. You're going to inhale through the abdominal, up to the chest, to the head, and then you're going to exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Keep your eyes closed and keep breathing. And inhale, nice deep breath from the abdominal, chest and head, and exhale. Once again, take a deep breath in, and this time as you exhale, I want you to curve the sides of your lips up into a smile. Inhale again, keeps the corners of your mouth tilted up, and exhale. And every time you exhale, you want that smile to get a little bit bigger each time you exhale. Big inhale through the stomach, chest and head, and exhale, and smile. Open up your eyes. Tell me if you don't feel better and feel a little bit more calm and relaxed. That's the power of breathing. It's always there and it works every time. And it's something that we really don't pay too much attention to. And I'm telling you, when you're in an emotional state, when you're in a stressful situation, if you go to your breath, you'll see that your breath gets shorter and more shallow. And that's why you're not thinking as properly. So every emotional state, whether you're excited or anything, actually has controls of your breathing. Another technique that I like to use that works on your nervous system as far as breathing is concerned is breathing through your nose, especially on the inhale. That's scientifically proven that works on your nervous system better than breathing through your mouth. So if you're able to breathe through your nose, much better to do the inhale. You can exhale out through your mouth, but much better to inhale through your nose. It works on your nervous system better. There's a few techniques that I really enjoy doing, breathing techniques. One of them is the 4-8-3 system. So here's how it goes. You're going to inhale four counts. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale twice as many. You're going to exhale 8 counts. So you're going to exhale, you're going to inhale 4, exhale 8, and hold for 3. So inhale, exhale. Hold, inhale, exhale. So as you're doing this exercise, you're actually focusing on your breath. You're adding the counting with it, so it gives you something else to focus on. With the counting, helps you to focus on your breath. So you're not just watching your breath, you're actually counting your breath. Gives you more focus, more things to focus on, to calm, to get you away from anything that's got your mind preoccupied, to anything to break those signals, to break those connections, those mental connections that got you awake at night. Go to your breath. You got to remember, the more you practice, the better you get at it. If you're practicing stress right now, you're going to get really good at stress. You're going to find stress wherever you go. You'll find the most beautiful place, and you'll find stress there. Or you can find joy by your thoughts and by your practices. All of these things take practices. Once again, I tell you, what you practice, you get good at, whether it be stress or whether it be happiness and joy.
I try to be mindful.
Mindful, yes.
Yeah, mindfulness.
You're right. Here, I got a little gift for you. And this is something to be mindful. So you keep this in your purse, and every once in a while, when you get stressed out or what, you might come across it and you say, you know what? I need to be mindful about not being stressed out.
This is going to help me a lot. Thank you.
That's all. And it's a pocket mirror. So whenever you wanted to know who's in charge of your happiness, you look in the pocket mirror. That's who's in charge of your happiness.
This is a really nice gift. Thank you.
I have no stress.
You have no stress?
No.
How do you stay stress-free in a world that's so stressed out?
Work-life balance. go out hiking, family.
And that keeps you stress-free.
To get to bed early.
To get to bed early,
Yes.
That's how you get rid of your stress. People who are under a lot of stress, most of the time, have trouble sleeping. And without sleep, your stress is going to get more and more and more. You're going to have a short fuse. You're going to get angry quicker. So sleep is so important to get rid of stress and just to recharge your batteries. So if you're having trouble sleeping, there are different ways to help you get into a sleep state. Guided meditation is one of them. There's also these different type of music that you can listen to that will bring your system down into a calming state. Breathing exercises is another one. But sleep and getting enough sleep is so important for stress and just for healing your body. And your body can't go without sleep for very long. And being in a stressful situation really plays havoc on your sleep patterns. If you're having trouble sleeping, please find a way to calm yourself. And once again, it's probably because your mind keeps racing and racing and racing, and you don't have the techniques or the tools, or you haven't practiced quieting your mind and focusing on one thing. And like I said, all of these things are going to get better through these techniques, whether it be exercising each day, which is a great way if you want to get some good night's sleep, is go to the gym for an hour and work your body, get some physical activity out. That's the problem with most people. They have all these mental exercises, they're stressful things at work, but they're not getting enough of the physical release. So all of this mental stress and no physical, it really builds up on your body and really plays havoc on your immune system. So exercise is always one of the best ways to get sleep, to really make sure that your body, you're physically tired, not only emotionally and mentally drained. So another great stress releaser is friends. Good, positive friends. We are social human beings. We live socially. We get along with people. We like to have other people's influences. Get around people, friends of yours, who are positive, who make you feel good. You know, if you haven't spoken to the person in a while, call them on the phone. You may want to discuss the situation that you're going for. Something that can change your energy, something to make you feel good. So call in a good friend, go visit a friend, go have dinner, you know, cup of coffee, whatever it is. Make sure you get with somebody who's positive, who brings an emotional change. What causes you stress and how do you get rid of it?
Walk.
You're doing walking.
A lot of walking, exercise.
What are some of the things that cause you stress? You seem like you're a pretty calm guy.
I'm very calm.
Yeah, it must be all the walking you're doing. And how do you deal with stress?
Walk.
Walking.
That's my wife. See?
Okay, yeah, you guys walk together. You get rid of stress.
We walk separate because I walk faster than him.
Otherwise, it would cause me too much stress.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite ways to get a little peace, a little calm, a little quiet in my life is go for a walk in nature. I love walking in nature. It's quiet, a lot different than here. You feel nature, you see the presence, you can feel the presence of God. It's all about being present. It's all about getting away from all those negative energies and into a positive state of mind. And as much and as often as you can get there, the stronger it becomes, the stronger you believe. You have to really start your day every day with the thought and the belief. I'm talking about belief. That's an inner knowing that the world is working for you. Do you have a technique to calm yourself down?
I usually listen to music.
Listen to music?
Helps me calm down.
Okay, that's a great way.
I sit in silence, just think about everything that happened. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Is there any type of music you like to listen to while you're to calm you down?
Pop music.
Pop music calms you down?
Yeah.
A lot of people use music to change their emotional state. Music is a great way. Anytime you put on an old song or even one that makes you happy, going to sound baths. I know there are places where you can go to get sound baths. It's all about creating these vibrations that go into your body that changes your energy. So music, vibration, all of these things help to control your emotional state. And that's what it's all about. This is how you visualize, this is how you perceive the world. The world is heaven or hell, all about how you perceive it. And every day you get to choose how you perceive it. Every day you get to decide whether you're going to be doing the same thing that you've always done or you're going to do something different. Are you going to see yourself the same way, the same unhappy, miserable self? Or are you going to take action right now, starting today, to change your life for the better? It's not going to be easy. It's going to take effort. You're going to have to do things that you're not used to doing, things that you've never done before. Things are going to feel strange in the beginning. But once you get that momentum happening, and once you start feeling that good energy coming in, that good feeling, you're not going to want to leave. You're not going to want to ever get out of that state. You're going to want to stay there for as long as possible, and you're going to start doing things to make that happen for as long as possible. So, always be mindful. This is a practice of being mindful. Times Square Life Coach is all about the practice of being mindful, and being mindful of your emotional state. Another great way to get your emotional state down, calm, and a happy mood are our pets. What's more loving than a dog? The dog basically lives to make you happy. You got kids, bunny rabbits, any type of pet, horses. These are all therapy animals that bring you peace and joy and happiness. If you have a dog, if you have a cat, if you have an animal of any type of house pet that brings you joy and you're in a stressful situation, you want to get there as quickly as possible. You want to give that little puppy dog a hug, take your dog out for a walk, show your cat some love. It's fine to even talk with them. Explain your situation, let that off. You know, like a good friend, you get all that energy out there, all those negative, just let it out there, and your dog will take it and it'll be done with. The whole thing is to let that negative energy charge out of your body. So there's so many different ways to get relaxed, to get your energy down, to get your emotional state calmed down. Great one, take a hot bath, light some candles, put some nice music on, go in the bathtub, soak for a while, clear your mind. The best thing is though, you want to stop this thing from working. Well, I'm not gonna say stop from working because it's never gonna stop. But what you can do is bring it down to one thought. And your breath is such a great thing to do because it's like I said, it's always there, it's always present, it's always new, it's always fresh. You don't have to do anything, it's right there with you. It's actually the thing that brings you life, it brings you energy. So breathing, and it also gets erratic when you're in a stressful situation, an emotional situation will change your breath. That's how important it is. And if you realize that you're breathing irregular, bring your breath right back down and let the healing begin. Let the stress go. Bring your body and your mind back to its natural state, which is a peaceful one, and your body will heal itself. There's actually two different types of way to live. Now you can either have your emotional state control your thoughts, or you can have your thoughts control your emotional state. And to me, the latter is so much better. If you wake up in the morning and you all of a sudden, the first thing off the bat, you start worrying about what happened yesterday, or stressing out about the things that are going to happen later on today, you're letting your emotional state control your thoughts. So you wake up in the morning, you're stressed out from the night before, and you go right back into the next day, the brand new day, with the same thoughts controlling your thoughts. Now, if you own the morning, if you wake up each morning and you start your day before you get out into the world, before you even start thinking about all the things, you start creating your own envision, you start visualizing the world you want to be in. One of the hardest things to do is to imagine yourself out of your current situation. Most people get stuck in their situation because they can't imagine themselves out of it. And visualization, mantras, these are all ways to convince yourself. If you got a stressful situation, if you're angry, if you're resentful, if you're jealous, if you're mad, these are all low vibrating frequencies. And you're creating them with your thoughts. We can't shut our mind off. Our mind is constantly running. The best that we can do is bring it out to one thought. But if your one thought is negative, if your one thought is gloom, if your one thought is the worst is going to happen, you're actually bringing that into your world because you're vibrating on that frequency. This is the law of attraction. This is not a guessing game. This is a law. This is proven, and it really works. You are made up of energy, and energy attracts like energy. But what you're vibrating on is what you bring into your world. So we all have energy, but our frequencies are all different. And your thoughts and emotions are what dictates your frequency and dictates what you bring into your world. So you can either let your emotions control your thoughts, and they'll be running wild, or outside influences control your emotional state, or you can take control of it through meditation by knowing who you are, by really spending time with mindful meditation, knowing who you are, knowing how you think, and reprogramming some of the old programs that you have, some of the old beliefs that you may have in your body, which is causing you more stress. Your emotional state and your thoughts are working hand in hand. One is controlling the other. And if you can't think your way, if you can't imagine yourself out of your current situation, well, you're going to be stuck there for a while. But trust me, you have control, and you also have control over any reaction to any situation that comes in your life. You don't have to run off the old programs of anger and resentment and getting mad like you did before. You have control over that. Use your freedom of will, your freedom of choice. And unless you're using that, then you're just a slave to your emotion and your thoughts. Before you go to bed at night, lay down, think about the day, take some of the things out, ask yourself a question, maybe some of the things, question yourself why you did some of the things you did. Ask yourself, listen, we're all running on programs that we've developed since the age 7. When we were young and kids, we were more susceptible to information. We had teachers, we had parents, we had friends all giving us, telling us who we should be, who we ought to be, and we've created these beliefs that we carried on into adulthood that we haven't really questioned yet. So now, when you find yourself in a situation, in a life situation that you're not happy with, you have to do something to get yourself out of that. And it's going to take some work. It's going to take getting out of your comfort zone. But trust me when I tell you it's worth it and it's possible. And that's another big thing about making this happen, about making it all work, is you have to believe in the process. You have to have faith in the process. All of this stuff has to come from belief. And the more you attach that emotional charge to those good feelings, you're going to believe it more and more. You have to believe that you can have a life stress-free. You have to know that that's possible. And how you do that are doing these things every single day, making yourself believe it. The more times you practice it, the more times you're going to believe it. And you're going to see the things, the process happen. You're going to see it start unfolding. You're going to see things, people and things will start coming into your world, because you're going to start attracting those things in your world because you're vibrating on a different level. You're going to have, your whole world is going to start to change through practice. But don't, if it doesn't work the first couple of days, don't give up on it. You got to keep going. People, start working and they try, for a couple of days and say, this stuff doesn't work, and then just go back to their old way. This takes work. You may have years and years and years of the same thought process that you have to break. So don't give up after a week, don't give up after a few days. Keep with the practice, have faith, it's going to work. Meditation, thousands of people have done it for thousands of years, successful people. That's how they deal with a stressful situation. These people are CEOs, owners of big corporations. They all deal with stress, and how they manage their stress. There are companies that have people come in to help them manage the stress. This is for everybody. Anyone can do any one of these things that I just mentioned. Any one of us can do. It doesn't take anything but time and effort. But what the changes that you'll make in your life will be unbelievable. You will completely create a whole new life, and it will all be with your thoughts. You cannot get yourself out of your current situation by doing the same things that you've been doing. It just doesn't work that way. First of all, you're going to need to use your imagination. You got to be able to think yourself out of your current situation. So once you start thinking about visualizing the person you want to be, the situation, if you want to have money in your world, you got to be able to visualize money in the bank. You got to visualize people handing you money for whatever it is that you do for a living. You have to visualize people coming in. The closer you can get to where you start feeling it, tasting it, and you get that emotional feeling to it, now you're getting into the really deep changing. Now you're making mental connections in your mind, And that's how you make changes in your body. So you got to get into that brain. You got to make those changes in your thought process. You got your day set. You did your gratitude practice. You did your meditation. You got your intention. You're really feeling good. Now you walk out your door, you're on your way to work, bam, you get stuck in traffic. Now what are you gonna do? Now here's your first challenge to see if all of that practice that you did earlier is really gonna work. First thing, go to your breath. Take some deep breaths. You might want to do the 5 down to 1 count. You might want to, since you're in your car, put some music on, put some relaxing music. Great way to calm your nerves. But you got to be mindful of your emotional state. As soon as you see those triggers happening, those stress triggers, you have to change your way of thinking. Breathing is one of the best ways because it's solid, like I said, it's always there. You don't have to do anything, and it's constant. We're asking people, what causes you stress, and how do you get rid of it? You're the cause of it, and then how do you get rid of it?
I walk this way.
Well, he's got all the answers. Right, where are you from?
London.
London. Well, welcome to New York. Stress. Do you ever get stressed?
No, not really.
No?
No.
So you don't need, you're calm all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. How old are you?
18.
18, so you're not stressed out
No,
yet.
not
These
yet.
are your folks here?
Yeah.
Oh, they must know about stress. Can I ask you, what brings on stress in your life, and how do you handle it?
What brings on stress in my
Yeah,
life?
do you have any stress in your
No,
life?
actually I don't.
Well, you must be a great kid. Yeah.
Very, very
Oh,
relaxed.
where are you from?
Holland.
Holland. Well, they're very
relaxed
unstressed
place.
in there.
Unstressed.
All right. Well, welcome to New York. Thank you for tuning in to Times Square Life Coach. I hope some of the techniques that we've shown you here today helps to improve your life. Remember, it doesn't happen overnight. This stuff takes practice. It takes work. Every single day, put a little bit more effort. Time to get mindful.
I'm from India.
India. Well, where are you from?
Houston.
Houston.
Estonia.
Estonia.
Italy.
Italy.
I'm from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Okay, quick.
Welcome to New York.
Times Square Life Coach.